Hey, what's up guys? It's Corey here with Dapper Dollars, and today we're going to talk about the difference in Redbubble and Etsy and which one's better in my personal opinion from being on both. You ready? Let's get started. So, this channel is all about using the print-on-demand platforms like Merch by Amazon, Etsy, Redbubble, and things like that to increase our income that we can make online, invest this income in things like real estate, stocks, and things like that to create financial freedom for ourselves and our family. If that sounds like something you're interested in, like and subscribe, and let's get started. So, Redbubble and Etsy. These two are very different platforms for very specific reasons, but we're going to talk about whether or not one is better than the other and my personal experience from having been on both platforms. So, you ready? Let's get into it. Now, Redbubble is one of the most interesting platforms, so we're going to start with that as far as what my experience has been on that. I started Redbubble around November of 2020, and I've gotten, I think, 5 sales so far. I get an average of, I've had about 80-something views from the time I started till now on my profile. I've got 79 designs live, and technically that store has been open since July of 2020, just because I opened it. Put a few things on there, some stuff sold. It was a few of my merch things like autism awareness and stuff like that, but not a whole lot of action on Redbubble, and so that is where the Redbubble store has been. Now, let's talk about Etsy and a store. I've got 2 stores that I want to talk about, but we're going to talk about one specifically that is a bit more relevant to this situation because it's more accurate to compare this one to the Redbubble store because they started around the same time. So I've got one store on Etsy that I started 2 years ago in 2018. Well, yeah, about 3 years ago now in 2018. And it's a niche store, and it has, I think, 62 products live. Gets an average of 20 visits a day, an average of 1 sale a day. And that is where that one is. I've also got a general store that has 62. Well, actually, I'm sorry. The first store has 69 listings. The second store that I started in November has 62 listings, gets an average of 5 to 10 views a day, and I've sold 2 products so far. So that is where we're at right now. I've got a Redbubble store that was started in November, Etsy store that was started in November. Technically, the Redbubble store was started in July, but I got real serious about it in November. Etsy store has been open for a while. I got really serious about that one in November as well. So for whatever reason, I wasn't planning on making this video, but I happened to do them both at the same time. And so they're now pretty comparable. Redbubble, I've made 5 sales. Etsy, I've made 2 sales, but all in all, I've made about the same amount of money on each one. The traffic is a little bit higher on Etsy. Redbubble has been, not that high. So about the same money has been made. Traffic has been higher on Etsy, Redbubble not as much. And let's get into my perspective on these 2 different print-on-demand platforms and which one I'm going to be pursuing heavier in the future. So to get into this as far as the nitty-gritty of what is actually factually important about these 2 companies, we need to look at what they're doing as far as bringing people onto the platform, how many people we have the option to sell to, and if these people are actually willing to buy from us. So let's start with Redbubble. I did a video on Redbubble versus Merch as my last print-on-demand video, and I stated that Redbubble gets about 19 million viewers per month. And this is great, but we talked about then that most of these people are probably artists. They're not that many compared to a lot of print-on-demand sites. So Redbubble has about 19 million viewers per month. Amazon has 200 million viewers per month, so there's quite a difference in those 2. Redbubble is a little bit more of an artsy boutique, kind of, not a boutique, but an artsy place where people go who are, really good at acrylics, watercolor, and things like that, whereas Etsy is a bit more of a crafty place. You get very specific handmade products, and they have a bit of a more boutique style audience. These are people who are looking for very unique things, and it's mostly a gift-centered site, Etsy is. So Etsy has about 63 or 62 point something, 61.2 million users per month. That's quite a bit. That is almost triple what Redbubble has. Actually, it is over triple what Redbubble has. So they have a bit more of an audience to pull from. And the limitations that I've talked about before with Redbubble as far as having not many people on their site means that the search engine that Redbubble offers is not that accurate, because if you only have 19 million viewers compared to Etsy, who has 61.2 million viewers, then you get a little bit of an issue where you type stuff into the search bar, Redbubble tells you it's trending, but since there's not that many people using Redbubble, it is very likely that there's not, if 20 people search one thing, the same thing each day, it's probably going to wind up trending on Redbubble. Whereas Etsy, you have a lot more people on this platform that are searching stuff every day. So when you do the autocomplete suggestion thing that Etsy does, it's a bit more accurate to tell you what people are searching for. So if you start typing something into Etsy, and let's say it's shirts for teachers, that is going to fill in a lot faster and give you a lot more options. Whenever you get to shirts for, before you type teachers, you're going to get a lot more options on Etsy, and it's going to show you a lot more things that people are searching for. Instead of whenever you go into Redbubble and you put in shirts for, you're not really going to get anything. It's just going to be a blank, maybe one or two suggestions, but it's not going to be anywhere close to what Etsy is able to provide as far as search engine or the autofill search suggestion. And that's because Etsy has a ton more people on their platform, a ton more people searching stuff every day, so they're able to show you what people are searching for with this autofill suggester, whereas Redbubble doesn't have that many people, so they can't really show you what people are searching for, aside from the trending stuff, which might just be maybe 20 to 100 people searching for something in one day. And we don't even know if they're willing to buy it. They're just searching it on Redbubble. So anyway, that's where those two platforms are. Let's talk about the benefits of these companies. Etsy is a great place to start if you're wanting to build a legitimate business. If you want to take your business off of Etsy and actually have a website of your own where you have a print-on-demand business, or maybe you're printing stuff from your home, this would be the greatest place to start, because it gives you the experiences that you're going to have as far as customer service and things like that. A lot of people liken, as far as print-on-demand spaces, Redbubble or merch is print-on-demand and owning a print-on-demand business with training wheels. Etsy is print-on-demand without the training wheels and having your own print-on-demand business where you go like through a store like Shopify and you have to create your own stuff. That's like full-on riding in a marathon or something. So Etsy is that little spot in between having a bike with training wheels and then being confident enough to ride a bike in a race. So Etsy it takes a bit more practice, but it's a good thing because it gives you the opportunity to build relationships with your customers, find out who's actually buying from your store, and take steps to create a long-lasting business. And this is something that I personally love about Etsy. And also Etsy, could be a little bit of a downside. They make you pay for the products whenever you put them up. Again, it's only 20 cents. But Etsy does make you pay for the product, and you're going to have to find a print partner, which isn't as hard as it sounds. You just go to printful.com, link your store link the Printful account with Etsy, and now you have a print-on-demand partner. But a little bit of an issue with this is that you have to pay for the shirts up front before you get paid from Etsy. So let's say you have a $24.99 shirt, you're actually only paying $19.99 for it from Printful. Printful is going to charge you $19.99. That's going to come out of your bank account. And then a week later, Etsy is going to give you the $24, so you will make up the difference of $5. I hope that makes sense. You have to buy the shirt from Printful first. Etsy then gives you the money a week later, so technically you profit $5. Anyway, all of this to say, it is a benefit, in my opinion, the fact that you have to pay for the shirts and then Etsy reimburses you. Number one, for tax reasons. This is a great way to have some write-offs for your taxes, and you also get to put what I personally do is put the Printful charges on a credit card, and I make sure to get a credit card with a high balance and one that has rewards. So, Printful charges all the shirts to my credit card. I pay off that credit card once a month with the money from Etsy. And now I get to keep the points from the credit card, whether it's cash back or miles or things like that. I now get to just pocket these benefits that Etsy has paid me. So it's a great way to maximize the benefits of Etsy, just in a little bit of a hacky kind of way that no one's really I haven't heard many people talk about it before, but I've enjoyed it because it paid for a trip to Montana for me and my wife. So that is one great benefit of Etsy. A benefit of Redbubble is that they are completely free. Redbubble does not require anything. You basically just have to agree to say that I'm not going to do anything wrong. And then you get to start putting designs up, and you can have your designs on everything. Redbubble makes it super easy for you to put your design on every product they offer. Etsy does make it difficult because if you want to have your product or your design on multiple products, you've got to have multiple print partners if you need to have other print partners, and then you have to sync the variations within your Etsy store. Once you do it once, it's pretty easy and you can figure it out again, but in the long term, or as far as like actually getting all that stuff to happen in the first place, it's a little bit of a learning curve. But you can duplicate that product once it's done, and then you can have multiple products like that. But with Redbubble, it's so much easier because with every product or every design, you just get to throw it on all the products, write your description, write your tags and things like that, and then it goes on all the products, and it's super simple and easy. And Redbubble also works with Google. We've talked about this in the past. However, Etsy does work with Google as well. They've started using the Etsy Etsy ads that you don't exactly sign up for. So Etsy promotes your stuff through ads on Google and stuff like that, and it's taken out of your profits whenever you sell on Etsy. Redbubble, though, does not do this. They do not take anything away from you whenever you make a sale on Redbubble, even if it did come from a Google ad that was on Google. This is great because you know that Redbubble promotes you on Google, which is a huge search platform. They do it on social media and other sites as well, so that is a great benefit of Redbubble. So, these are two really different print-on-demand platforms like we've talked about. They both have amazing benefits as far as one is better and one is best. So which one is it? Which one, if you're looking at a print-on-demand service to use, which one should you go for? Well, in my personal opinion, Etsy is the one to go with. Etsy is ahead of Redbubble. They're going up as far as the trends. So Google Trends shows how many people are searching stuff online. Etsy is one of those companies that is growing. Redbubble is also growing at a great rate, but Etsy is just one of those they're already ahead of the game. And it's hard to catch someone once they've already made it ahead of you and they're already doing well like Etsy is. Also, like I said, the tax benefits and the credit card points that you can get from having the print partners and stuff like that is an amazing option. It really, I'll do a video on this later, but for this fact, I love Etsy because I basically get free points and get to travel for free once or twice a year. So I love that aspect of it. And it's a legitimate business building experience. You get to have customer service. You get to learn what it's like to actually run promotions and get people to come to your store to buy stuff from you, and you learn what it is going to take to actually be a real print-on-demand person if you want to have a site of your own. Now, this is not something that everybody enjoys. Some people just enjoy having a general store and not having to do that much customer service. That's great for them. I like the customer service because I'm eventually going to turn my niche store into a print-on-demand site on its own. I'm going to get the equipment, I'm going to print stuff at my house, and that is another reason that I love Etsy is because I have the option to print stuff on my own to severely increase my margins. If I want to increase my margins on Redbubble, I have to charge so much more than everyone else. Whereas on Etsy, if I want to increase my margins, I can just print my stuff at home, buy the equipment to print stuff, pay that upfront cost once, and then now I can have, maybe a 40% margin instead of a 10% margin that I had on Etsy before. So that's another reason that I'm really sold on Etsy and why I love Etsy. And they just have an amazing amount of search traffic already. They've got 60-something million viewers per month. Again, Amazon has 200 million, but we're not exactly expecting Etsy to beat Amazon for many reasons. But for all of these reasons, that is why I love Etsy over Redbubble. In the future on this channel, I will likely be doing more videos on Etsy documenting that journey and how I'm growing that store specifically. I'll still address Redbubble and I'll still probably keep uploading stuff to Redbubble, but the main focus of this, YouTube channel is going to be merch, Etsy, and stocks. So that's where we're at moving forward. I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions about either of the platforms, you feel like I missed anything, you have something you want to add, drop them in the comment section below, like and subscribe. And remember guys, someone is going to do something amazing every day. Why not you? See ya.